Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of a variation on the hatching or the fill pattern here. The lines are okay, but they also overlap with the dashed lines, and maybe you want to try a solid version of that. So let's just look at that for this individual piece. So the ones that have hatching in it. So if I select that hatching, I can come up, and instead of the pattern I can just go ahead and give it a black fill, and I have to come in and adjust because I made this kind of 33%, so pull that up, right, so it becomes black. And then what I'm going to need to do is, these are gray right now so you can kind of see them, but really my guidelines need to be white to be red. There's no way that when I print this it's going to work. And so if I go ahead and select my guides and I come into the color, instead of a dark gray, let's make it white, right? And then if I come click off here, you'll see those guys go to white. Now these are pretty thick, but typically if you come in, you're going to need to increase the point of it. So if I come in here and maybe make this 1 point and make it thicker, right, for it to really show on the print, is the issue, right? And so you'll need to do that, and then also the centers obviously would need to be white as well. And I think overall that's kind of what we're looking for. Now you've got an issue here. This is actually the dashed RCP above. So if I select that and I make it white, right, then it disappears out here. So you're going to have to make some decisions to either make another layer that's white or to individually change the stroke, split it. If you come in, you can use the scissors. If it'll open up the scissors for me. It's being very slow. No, I don't want the scissors. There they are. Alright, so if you pick the scissors, you can come in and break that and break that, and then if you pick, pick the object, see if it break it. So I hit the intersect and I didn't have the path current, so you really need to make sure it says path when you're breaking it, and that it's the correct path. So if I click on that, it says I'm right at an intersection, so if I pull off of it a little bit, it'll break it. You see it breaking it there. It takes a little bit of wangling, right? You may have to come in and adjust it right back to where it needs to be, but once you break it with the scissors, you should be able to come in and you can either make a new layer and put these on a new layer that allows you to change the color, which is probably the best way. But if you want to see what it looks like, you can pick these guys and change the stroke back to black, right? And then if you come in and change the RCP dashed back to white, then you've got a problem, right? Because it moves it back. So you would have to make a new layer, or actually I would just duplicate the other layer. You can make a new layer. We'll call it 05 dashed. Might as well be consistent, even though it's a little weird. Above right? So pick this guy and that guy. You can move them to there, right? So now they're on a different layer, and you can select them differently and set the stroke to black, right? So black to white, white to black, and then you can go in and adjust these guys and bring them up to the next ones. So that's doing it for one. When I come back, we'll look at how you might do it for all of them.